So yesterday I did a video on this guy, the Fire Espresso cookie. None of you saw the video because I threw it away, but we'll get into why I threw it away in a second. But this, if you don't know what he does an AoE brand on the entire enemy team. Could be very beneficial when you use him with Lucian. He's one of only 2 units in the entire game, him and Thebei, that do an AoE brand. And Thebei is an LD5, so most people don't have him. He's got this right here. Actually, not only just a brand, he does a decreased attack bar. That's his skill too. He does a decreased attack power to the unit that has the to the enemy that has the highest attack power, defense break to the enemy with the highest defense, and a speed break to the enemy with the highest speed over here. It's pretty nice. If it actually lands. Then we have skill 2, extraction. This decreases enemy's attack gauge, single target enemy, and then also decreases their HP. It is pure damage. It is actually a pretty decent skill. It's only single target, but it's actually a pretty decent skill. If it was an AoE, it would be even better, but possibly broken for a second skill. Then we have the first skill, just blocks beneficial effects. Or beneficial effect block debuff. But the thing is, and why, by the way, this is his accuracy. I know he doesn't have to have 100% accuracy. 85 is sufficient. But the thing with this guy is that you need, if you're going to use him with Lucian, right? He's a great combination. You know what? Let's just see it. Let me stop talking. Let's just actually see it. Not a great defense, but that's besides the point. We are focused on the offense, not the defense. So if we're going to bring Lucian in as an offense damage dealer, there's a few things that we can do to increase his damage. Number 1 is attack power buff. Number 2 is something like the Runehammer Blacksmith, the Fire Runehammer Blacksmith. Number 3 is there's the Dark String Master that amplifies Lucian's damage. Also, fight runes, leader skill, and AoE brand. We don't really talk about AoE brand too much with Lucian because there's only, well, for a few reasons. Number 1 is there was only one LD5 that has an AoE brand. Number 2 is you actually have to strip. So now, instead of just bringing the normal Lucian, you now need a stripper, and you need to actually land the AoE brand. I think that wasn't supposed to rhyme. I think you know where I'm going with this, is that now you take a reliable offense, which that's why we used Lucian for years and years and years, because we don't have to rely on attack power buff and well, attack power buff is not really the issue. We don't have to rely on hopefully we get defense breaks because it just ignores defense anyway. That's the whole beauty of Lucian. Now we need to hopefully land the brands. We actually did wind up landing the brands on this. Let's see how much damage he does with this. I'm hoping we don't kill because I want to hit this again. So let's do this. Let's see. We have 14, 14. We have 17. Oh, this does not have the... Actually, this is perfect. This is a perfect example. Without the brand, 14, 7. With the brand, 17, 9, 18, 2. So that's a significant difference in the amount of damage that Lucian can do. However, the stipulation is now you need to bring a stripper with Lucian to actually do that extra damage. You need to bring a stripper. You need to bring the brand. The real question is, oh, let's do extraction. The real question, see, it's nice. It's nice. The real question is, why would we use this versus just something like the Fire Runehammer Blacksmith, which I think we just lose this one. Unless we can get Tiana's skill 2 again, I think we just wind up losing this. But like, why would we use this versus something like the can we actually land at least a heal block? Nope. Like the Fire Runehammer Blacksmith. Like, I feel like that would just be a better thing to bring in with this. Or with Lucian. So, I think we actually wind up losing to such a terrible defense. That was not supposed to be... Oh, thank goodness. We're going to do a few more attacks with this, but this is basically the conclusion that I came to yesterday after a lot of testing with him is, man, he's great on paper because he makes Lucian do so much more damage. However, in reality, now you have to bring a stripper and hope that RNG works in your favor. And if you need to bring a stripper and hope that RNG works in your favor, you may as well not even bring Lucian in the first place. You may as well bring... basically anything else. We actually landed the brand on here. I am surprised. This is like a combination between a speed Lucian and a fat Lucian. He's not as fat as a fat Lucian needs to be fat. I mean, he kind of looks a little bit fat because of the AoE brand, but he's not as fat as he could be. And he's also not as fast as he could be either. Here's the stats on Lucian. Again, he's not as fat as a fat Lucian. He's not as fast as a fast Lucian. So he's just kind of an in betwixt Lucian. Let's take him into this. This is not going to... Well, we're hoping that we do enough damage to at least the aerial. So, does this... We could have just... See, here's the thing. Again, if we have to strip this, and we're hoping for things to land, we may as well. I feel like this could be okay against a Belio. We didn't even land against the aerial, right? So I was hoping to use this against the Belio teams, because then we can do a little fluff damage, and then just one shot, because that's going to make up for the fact that Abellio is going to have decreased damage from wind on him in artifacts. But this is a perfect example. It's like, wow, we actually landed the brands on 3 units, but not the aerial. So Ariel's still going to have that Darien mitigation passive. We're not going to do anywhere near as much damage as we need to do. This is where we almost did regardless. But this is the unfortunate thing. If we landed the brand on the aerial, then we would have been fine. Then he wouldn't have come in, he wouldn't have cleansed and healed and all that stuff, and we would have been perfectly fine. However, in this instance, this is just what I kept encountering over and over and over yesterday, is like, we actually need to land the brands, and RNG is RNG, and you know we're not going to land the brands because RNG is RNG. We're just better off, I'm just going to sound like a broken record, we're just better off bringing another team if we have to rely on strippers, and then getting AoE brands on something. Same defense, totally different offense. We have, again, the Tiana stripper, but if we have to rely on a stripper and debuffs to land, we may as well bring a different team. This is the team that I would, or a team similar to this is what I would recommend. We strip here, we attack power buff, we defense break, maybe we land it, maybe we don't. See, we land it, but that's all just RNG. Actually, the defense break from Galleon is more likely to land than the brand on water units with the fire unit, with the fire espresso. So this was significantly easier. Let's test it out now against this Abellio team. I'm hoping that this is going to actually land the brand on the Abellio. We know it didn't land on the aerial. Let's see. And then we also have 2 units that are going to block beneficial effects. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't work. Who knows? It's a low probability with the... 2 water units. 2 water units, and actually, oh, my face is in front of the thing again. But you guys get the idea. 2 water units, and it glanced. I'm sure it glanced on them. I didn't see, but I'm sure it glanced on them. And now we're not going to do, or we might still kill these things, but it has nothing to do. So we wound up killing it anyway. But really, there was no favors done by the AoE brand because it just simply didn't work. So, fantastic. Let's do block beneficial, never minds. Let's do, nope, I was hoping for a heal block, which we did not get. Let's do this. Oh, we did get a block beneficial effect, so that's nice. But it's not reliable. So it's a 2-turn, so we at least got two block beneficial effects on here. Or 2 block beneficial, we at least got 2-turn block beneficial effect on here. Okay, this is gonna be an issue now. Although we extraction, and he resists. So now we lost. Plain and simple. Now we lost. Actually, I could have just blocked beneficial. So that's the first time I've encountered that. Okay. So, if there's only one enemy... See, I actually did not know this. This is new to me. If there's only one enemy, he puts all the debuffs on that one enemy. That's pretty solid. That's a different story. Now I'm much more interested in what else he has to offer. We're gonna take this off anyway because we have to, but yeah, do we? Oh, there we go. There we go. We still lose this. Extraction? Let's go. Maybe not. Okay. So that is my thoughts on the Fire Espresso Cookie. Again, he looked great on paper. When I first saw him, I was like, AoE brand, this is amazing. Thank you for having an AoE brand on something that's not an LD5 so we can use it with Lucian. However, in practice, sometimes things look good on paper, and then in practice, you have to bring a stripper, you have to hope that it actually lands, and in that case, you may as well Tiana Galleon and then do some CCs and increase cooldowns and bring some other stuff that is not Lucian if you already have to rely on RNG. So anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys got something out of it. I will see you as always in the next one.